Hello and welcome to Low Rollers, where all stakes are high and most rolls are low. We touch base on everything from pop culture to politics to sports to spirituality and sometimes steer off into randomness. You want it? We got it. I'm Lou, joined tonight with my co-hosts Matt and Chris. Tonight's topic of discussion is Into the Unknown. Now, let's get rolling. Alright. That time I heard the freaking knock, and I swear to God, if it's somebody doing that fucking knock, I'm fucking someone up. I swear. And I know it's Chris, and I'm gonna shoot him. Because I heard it that time. Bro, I'm paranoid from it. Paranoid.
I'm literally sitting at my desk not doing anything.
Yeah, my asshole.
Would you like me to put my webcam on? Then you get to see me the whole time.
Oh, God, no.
I'll put it on in Discord. I won't put it on here.
Well, I don't have Discord up on the side tangent there, so.
I don't even want to know.
No.
Discord.
But so this is the first episode of the podcast, guys. Thank God we finally made it here. It took us forever, but we got here.
No.
Mainly because of my fault, but
It's all
it
right.
happens. It happens.
It does.
So, yeah, Into the Unknown. But before we get into that, let's have a little bit of small talk. How was everybody's day today?
Oh,
It
terrible.
worked. It sucked.
It sucked. It was garbage.
Why is that?
Why was it garbage?
Yeah.
Because it always is.
Yeah, when you work for a
Retail.
capitalist society, it's always garbage.
Capitalism. Gotta love it, but gotta hate it. Same time.
Exactly. But hey, at least we got jobs and we're not bums that live on the street, so can't
wanna be
complain
a
too
bum.
much. Yeah, people thought I was going to be a
Yeah,
professional
money.
hobo back in high school, but
Oh,
look at them
man.
now. Eat me, fuckers.
Look at that. Back in the day, hey, you gonna beg for some trash?
Yeah, legit. But no, my day was just sitting at a desk looking at cameras all day. That's all I did. And then walk around a building. So, it can be, but it can be boring as hell at the same time. So, yeah. And poor Sarah is sick. Not just from the tonsillitis, she got food poisoning.
Oh, God.
Yeah, she was telling me earlier when I called her.
Yeah. All from Shady Maple.
From Shady Maple?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because we went up there yesterday to have dinner with Albert and Alexis and everything, and it was steak night. Everybody had the same thing except for Sarah. Sarah had one different thing, and it was the brisket. And I think that's what got her. Because she tore it up, and none of us had the brisket, and we were all fine, from what I know. So now she's upstairs laying in bed, wanting to slowly die, because she woke me up twice in the middle of the night last night. One time thinking she was gonna puke, but she didn't. I just got the trash can ready for her. She didn't throw up. And then
And the next time she puked.
Yeah, I got woken up to her tapping me in the middle of puking. And I'm just like, okay. This, alright. But it was disgusting. That's one thing I can't take is the smell and the thought even of
don't get me started on that. Did I ever tell you the story when I was in kindergarten? Some kid got sick for a week straight. I felt like I was getting sick. I cannot deal with that either.
No, and I felt bad because I'm trying to console her, and I'm sitting here trying not to look at her, trying not to smell it, and it's just and I had to take it, bro. It was so bad. I had to take it outside and clean it because I asked her, I was like, did you dump the trash out of it that was in there? She's like, no, just throw the trash can out. I was like, no, it's still a brand new trash can. Why am I going to throw it out?
That's what I would do.
Man
throwing
can't
the whole thing.
stand the smell of fucking puke,
Uh-huh.
but can stand the smell of a dirty diaper.
Yeah. I can stand like poop and everything like that. Throw up? No, absolutely not.
I mean, something that you deal with every day. Like people getting sick, you don't deal with that every day.
No. But it's weird because I can take Khaleesi's throw up. Like when she threw up in my mom's car a while back, she had throw up all over her, and I felt bad, and I hopped back in the car and just grabbed her and held on to her as she's covered in barf.
Yeah, but that
And
might
I
be the
was
difference
fine.
because it's your child.
Yeah, probably. It probably is that. Anybody
And it's
else's?
also
Nope.
a little person too. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
it's
little person.
it's a little bit compared.
Yeah, but I had to dump that thing out in the trash. I had to get like a big trash can to put a big trash bag to put in the big trash can, so I could dump all the throw up in there. Then
Oh,
go clean out the trash can. Yeah, it was just not a fun night. It was not a fun night. So, but that was my night slash
into the unknown.
beginning day. Yeah,
I'm getting
that's
into the
part of
unknown
my
with that.
into the unknown. Not really,
It's like a
but
rabbit hole right there.
that is a rabbit hole of everything.
To the unknown.
But so
And now he's convinced his house is haunted.
shut up, shut up,
I told you, dude. It was that one night that Ouija board was there.
Oh
shut
no.
up. That thing is
Now
still not
shit's
here.
starting up. That's
No,
still there.
no, it's not. I made sure that bitch was gone.
Oh,
That is
God.
not
There's not
ever
somewhere in that
coming back.
house. Why would you be hearing knocking?
Chris, I swear to God, I'm going to come. I know where you live. I will get in my car and I will come take your gun and shoot you myself. But
Okay.
Break the ice.
Well, I'm not the one doing shit right now, so you better check your surroundings.
but anywho, so yes, tonight's topic is into the unknown. All of unknown things from spirits, ghosts, aliens, unheard of phenomenon, you name it, we talk about it. Any experiences that we have, any experiences that we can find on the internet, then go for it. But that's why I have my phone. I'm not going to keep using this laptop and trying to copy and paste things that way. I will just do it like this. It's faster and more efficient to me. But, oh yeah. Of course, right? So open up Google. Joe Hendry pops up on there. So who wants to kick off a story? Does anybody have any stories they would like to share first? Of anything. It could be things that we've already talked about before. Anything. Doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Bro, I
Good
spent the
story.
whole day at work. I didn't do shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, do you have any past stories of events of like spirits or ghosts, demons?
I mean,
things like
technically,
that?
I don't have stories, but I have family stories.
I mean, hey, whatever. Whatever that you can share. We're not going to be like how.
What was the fucking house? It was in Delco. I think it was in Aston, not Aston. Oh fuck, it's down near Darby, Clifton area. But I forget what the street was. But my family used to live in a house. Supposedly, very, very haunted. Everyone I know, obviously including these two, believe in spirits. Shit, even my roommate does. He's a ghost hunter, quote unquote. And I never experienced it. I don't care about it. I don't want to know if it's real. It's real. I don't want to know. But both my uncles and my mother, even my grandmother, rest her soul, have had stories of this house that they lived on. Dude, the place is like, I'm losing the thought of where the place actually is. But my uncle, the youngest of the three, he was saying how one day he was out in his front yard playing. I forget what he said he was doing something. and he looked up in their attic. So like this place used to be um, like normal house in the middle of suburbs, Philadelphia. And he looked up there and he said he saw like this old man with a long beard. And he thought it was his, like my other uncle Billy fucking with him. So, he runs outside, runs inside and looks up at, like, tries to find him. And when he walks out, he's sitting on the couch. And he asks him like, "Yo, were you just like upstairs?" I think he asked my grandmother that, and she was like, "No, Billy's been sitting on the couch the whole time." And he's like, "No, I just saw him upstairs." She goes, "No, he's been on the couch sleeping the whole time."
Shit.
Apparently, that was, from what he said, a ghost that he saw up there. I'm still trying to find what this fucking road was, because I think this is the house in Sea Cane. That's it. When they lived in Sea Cane. And that was the story he had. So he saw some old man upstairs in the attic looking out the window, looking at him. And I think they went upstairs to look, and no one was there. And the only people at home were him, my other Uncle Billy, and my grandmother. I'm going to save my mom's story for last, because hers is kind of, I think, probably the spookiest one.
Okay.
I don't remember one from Billy. I know Billy has stories, but I don't remember them, really, to be honest. My grandmother, she said when they lived there, it was her and my great-grandmother just there by themselves.
Okay.
All three siblings were, both uncles were off at school. My grandfather was at work or wherever he was off to selling copper pipes, whatever. And, my grandmother said her and my great-grandmother were sitting in the kitchen making something, and they heard, like what sounded like tap dancing shoes walking back and forth. And they looked at each other like, "Do you hear that?" Like, and at the time they're like, "Oh, did one of the kids come home or whatever?" They go look, and they hear the footsteps go past where the stairs going upstairs was, and then come back across, and they're just looking up there like, what the heck? Apparently they walked up and tapping stopped and no one was up there. And the last story that oh, that's how close I was. That I remember from my mom. This was like late at night. Her and Billy, I believe, were in the room with my grandmother and grandfather, watching TV in their bed. They were all asleep. And my mom said she was watching something, and something told her to turn around and look. And if I'm correct, I think this was at about midnight, maybe close to 3 a.m. Who knows? I would have to ask my mother. But she turns around, and all she says sees this dark figure just standing in the doorway. Just standing there.
Like a shadow person?
So, yeah, something like that. So she turns back around, look at TV, and she takes both her pointer fingers and makes a cross out of them towards the doorway.
Yeah.
And she turns back around to look, it's just gone. Like I said, I forget where this place was. I know it's
what's weird?
Around Sea Cane.
I don't want to creep anybody out, okay? Because the knocking shit, whatever. Okay, whatever. Someone could have been fucking with me because when I took my headphone off, I only heard the knocking on my left earbuds. So someone was fucking with me. Now, I'm here as you were talking about the shadow person. I hear behind me the fucking latch to my washer open by itself. That washer about to die. So I will go get my sledgehammer out of my car and break the damn thing. I'm not playing with that. But no, yeah, that's creepy as hell. Like shadow people are not to be messed with. Like I don't mess with that shit. Like I
Hmm.
remember when we were talking to when we were all still somewhat cool with Jim from work at one point. Um and he believed he was like being like tormented by some demonic spirit and shit, or something was going on at his house. He said hi.
I said
Oh,
hi, yeah.
probably. Oh,
Like we
um,
fucked with them on a daily basis, man.
yeah, for real. But then it was like I think it was after he. Okay, so now I got to backtrack a bit. ADHD brain going to and from different places. Scatterbrain. Um. So, do you remember the pictures we put up when Khaleesi was still probably a couple months old to almost a year old? She's probably a little bit older than a year old. She wasn't walking or talking. And it was like me and her sitting on a lawn. I had like my Gray Phillies jersey on. And I'm
Oh
just kind
yeah,
of sitting there talking to her, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So now you have that picture in your head. Do you have that picture in your head,
Hmm.
Chris, or no? Okay. Um,
Yeah,
Yes.
I kind of remember
so
that. Yeah.
yeah, so he was saying, hey, because he called and he's like, hey, who is that one girl in the background with long blonde hair and was like really skinny and shit? Because he's like, it almost looks like Sarah. Both me and Sarah are looking at this picture like, what is he talking about? Like he's got to be like high out of his mind. So we look and look and look, and there's nothing there. We zoomed all the way in, nothing there. And we took our, obviously, we went to work the next day, had him show us the picture. He's looking, he's like, bro, I'm dead serious. There was something there. There was someone there. You know, like it was
Okay,
plain as
I'm
day.
also pretty sure he was like well, he might have been drinking the night before.
Most likely. So now we're thinking, okay, he's just tripping, right? So now we're like, kind of going on this thing, thinking something's off. Um, so Matt remembers him. Do you remember what was his name? Brandon, the psychic?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yes. So I got in contact with him to try to help Jim with this problem. So with Brandon, Chris, he is a supposed like Wiccan slash,
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
I remember
yeah,
meeting him once before.
yeah, him. So he met Jim, well, was talking to Jim and was asking him like, hey, like, what's going on? He gave him the gist of what's been going on because apparently since that incident, weird shit's been happening at his house where he would hear knocking and hearing voices and shit or
Who,
whatever.
Jim Wood or Brandon?
Jim.
Okay.
So we got him on the phone like while we were FaceTiming Jim on Sarah's phone and had Brandon send one of his like protection like hellhounds or whatever to his house. So got off the phone and we're sitting here still talking to Jim, and never in my life have I full on seen anything that would creep me out or just make me feel uneasy. But we're sitting here talking and I see in the back of him clearly a silhouette of like a person, just shoulders and head, no distinct features, just like a shadow. And I'm staring this thing down on Sarah's phone, like just staring it down, like I'm waiting for it to move or like, just disappear out of my view, but it stayed. And it's like, not the type of thing that you could just see. Like I said, if it was a person, you could see distinct figures like features like, the ears or hair, whatever. This was not that. It was legit just the shoulders and the the head. So
You
I
good?
told Sarah, I was like, I did not. Yeah, I know this motherfucker's fucking with me now.
No, I was literally tapping on my desk, so that's
Oh,
what you were hearing. I'm sorry. I
but
got a
so,
screwdriver in my hand. I'm just fiddling with
um,
it.
but yeah, so
Almost
like I'm
fixed.
like, babe, do you see that in the background? Like, and it was still fucking there. And I'm like, Jim, is there anybody else in your house right now? He's like, other than my son, no. And he's in his room. And he's like, and I can prove it. And he took the camera out and went to his son's room, and his son was laying in his bed asleep. There's no one else there. He's like, there's nobody else here, bro. Like, you just seen that there's no one else here. And I was like, Jim, I'm not going to try to freak you out, but I just saw something behind you in the shape of just a shadow person. Not anybody particular. It had no specific features. It was just a black figure behind him. To this day, I have no idea what the fuck that was. I have no idea.
Could have
You
been a
know,
shadow.
a shadow of something. I don't know what it was, but a shadow of something.
Could have been his shadow. He did.
No,
Oh no, he didn't have that cat at the time.
yeah, like in where he was positioned and where that shadow was, it wasn't like his. It wasn't his build. Like I said, it just wasn't that. It's
Mhm.
hard to explain. But how about you, Matt? You got any fun stories? I got plenty of them. I got way too many.
See,
I got a lot of stories. I mean, you can go on for like hours and hours.
Oh yeah.
that's why I would love to actually kind of get Kyle in here because Kyle has ghost stories too.
Oh yeah.
there's quite a few. I mean, me and Lou used to go out and get a group of ghost hunters and go to different places. Especially one of the places where we have a lot of experiences was Chickies Cliff out in York County. Well, no, Lancaster in Columbia. And there's a video that we took from that night, and it's probably about 20 minutes long. I think it's still on our YouTube. Lou, you remember what I'm talking about?
What's that?
Remember the one where I think it was with James was with us and
Mm-hmm.
was it Alicia?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
remember we went out to Chickies Cliff. I think Rio was with us, and we had him sitting back as a spy to see if any cops were coming because it was
Oh
late at
yeah.
What
night.
else was he gonna do?
Fucking
He was gonna
fall going
call, so
down the
we're gonna
goddamn
He's
hill.
just gonna like zombie crawl towards the ghost, trying to bite its
we're
fucking kneecaps.
we're gonna we were gonna hide. But on the video, like I said, I think it's like 20 minutes long, and
Sorry, I'm just picturing fucking Ray
army
just
crawl.
fucking army
Oh, dude, I'm gonna
crawling
spit out my
after some.
beer.
Yo, that is hilarious, bro.
Yeah, we gave him, I think we gave him a walkie-talkie, or we told him to call us and say, "Hey, like, see if there's any people or any cops were showing up."
Bro, those
So I
walkies
guess this
fucking
was like
suck.
a
They couldn't
park
reach
that
out.
like
You can
it was a
go
park. It
to,
was an
it's
area
just you can't go to after a certain
So
time, like after
dusk.
dusk.
yeah,
Yeah. And it wasn't a
and
park, it was legit like a,
it's a walking trail, like a hiking trail,
Hmm.
yeah.
and it goes all the way up, and you overlook the Susquehanna River. It's beautiful during the day. We've been up there during the day. We've been up there at night, and I mean, when we went, it was uh, what, 6 or 7 of us, I think, that night that went, and we were.
Oh, okay.
We were we were like walking up, and there were just things that were going on that we couldn't explain, like people being touched, and you could hear recordings in our video, people that like voices, um, and it has a real rich history of Native Americans, and a couple of the bits that we got um, kind of sounded like it could have been Native American talk. Of course, we we don't know. But one of the things that really was crazy was in the video. and we'll probably like link it to our Facebook. But there's a point where you hear a woman's voice, and it says David, right?
Was it
Like
David?
clear as day. Yeah, remember David?
Yeah, yeah.
And then about 3 to 4 minutes later, as we're walking down the trail, there's this tree, and on the base of the tree, written in like paint, is the name David. And
Was it green paint?
it was either, I think it was black paint maybe. Um, but it was just something that was wild. There was also clear as day, same place. I think it was a different time we were there. We heard a man's voice say, "Help me, I'm burning up." Remember that, Lou? You remember
Yeah.
that?
Bro,
And
all
it
this stuff started
like,
happening after I did my little Native American battle cry, okay? Every time I
oh
do
yeah.
that, shit happens.
Well, and then the thing that, you remember James said that he felt like someone hit him in the head
Mm-hmm.
on that same trip.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's so many things that were probably there for, and um, just the whole way up and the whole way back, like even on video, like things you couldn't see the naked eye, you could see on video. You could see orbs flying in between trees, and like I said, like the voices that were caught on that video, and that video is still on our. I want to say it's on Chat TV's website, YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a couple things that we can link up.
I mean, there's things like that, and going to Gettysburg. Gettysburg was another place that we got a lot of really good. I think we went there a couple times.
Gettysburg and
Really, really
my
good
mom's house. My mom's house
places.
had that crazy thing that happened, man.
Well, you remember that one time we were there and we were doing that like little
Oh,
ghost
your
hunt? I
mom's
think
house.
Yeah, my
you,
mom's house, bro. Like, my mom's house has some crazy shit in there.
Sorry, Matt. Didn't mean to cut you off when you were talking.
well, yeah, because your mom's house is like what, like 100 years old?
Well over that, probably, yeah.
Because you remember the remember the one time where it was me, you, and Dan,
Yeah,
and we're doing the
and it
ghost
scared
hunt,
the
and
shit
we
out
had a
of Dan.
walkie-talkie, and all of a sudden it was like what? It had to have been like 11 or 12 at night.
Something like that. It was late. It
Like
was
over the
late-ish.
walkie just comes these like random guys' voices, like they're construction workers.
Construction workers or police officers, one or the
We
other. It
didn't
was
know what it
something.
was.
But it
We
just,
didn't know what it was.
because it's funny because it came up like during that investigation. So my mom's house has a lot of shit going on with it. Has a lot of things that has not necessarily happened in it. Um, my mom made up some story saying some old man died in the house, but apparently that was true. That she came to find out that some old man did die in there. Um, but referencing right now, Matt's story is we were doing a ghost hunt in my mom's house because we wanted to. Like, there was no one else there. Everybody was out. It was just me, Matt, and Dan just chilling. It was like late as hell at night.
Hmm.
Um, and most of us were all scared shitless. So it's like we all had flashlights on. Like, we didn't have the whole full on ghost hunter experience. Like, we were like we were bitches. Okay, we were bitches.
I would say it was one of our first times like really doing something like that.
Yeah, like
It was
full
like right
on.
before we really started going places and doing
Yeah,
things.
yeah. Like, that was like a more of a full on, like, in the nighttime. Even though I know it's just my mom's house. But since we know what we're trying to get, it gets a little creepier. Because it's like there's no lights, we can't see anything. And we're trying to contact possible ghosts and or whatever that may be here. And with all the crazy stories that's happened with me over the years I've told these guys before, you know, it made it 10 times worse to where now we're paranoid. So now skipping ahead, we did little interviews in my room. We were going to do ones in my mom's room, but we're like, we're not going to do that. That's a little weird. So we're like, let's just go
Yeah.
downstairs. Now, how my mom's house was set up with the living room is she still had the chair that my then deceased grandmother used to lay in, used to sit in, lay in all the time. Like that was her chair. It was in her room when she was still alive. Like we had it for years. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
we decided to conduct an experiment. And lo and behold, that chair was right beside where my grandmother's urn was, where her ashes were. So I conducted first, because my grandma, I'm gonna, conduct something. So we decided to do a voice recording, and as we're sitting there talking, I'm, you know, obviously getting very emotional, which I haven't gotten emotional like that in a very long time. Especially because at this point she was probably dead for about, I want to say 10, 12 years at this point. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
maybe a shorter amount of time, but still it was still decent amount of time to where not saying I shouldn't have been feeling that way, but you get what I mean. But I legit started like tearing up and almost crying, you know, because I got this feeling of like it was happiness, but it was sadness. Like I don't know, it was weird. Because then the moment I got up, that feeling instantly went away. So now the next person we do is the next guinea pig, and that's Dan. Um, we send the black man
Congratulations, you
there.
won.
So
You won. Congratulations. There you go.
yeah, you want a commemorative
Throw
talk
you
with
in.
possible demons. It's
We're
okay.
gonna throw you into the fire.
Yeah. So now Dan is sitting there and he's asking questions and he's like, "What was your grandma's name?" And I was like, "Her name was Ruth." So go ahead and talk to her. And he's like, "Oh, hi, Miss Ruth. I heard so much about you. Wish I got to know you better, blah, blah, blah." Then literally, like, we waited about max 30 seconds before we started talking again. Matt's sitting next to Dan. I'm on the opposite chair, like, directly across from him. Still, like, within, like, a little circle. And out of nowhere,
A
Matt's
ghost starts
mic.
fapping it.
Jesus fuck.
Oh no.
It starts going to town on itself.
It's,
Oh no.
it's ghost coom. It's ectoplasm everywhere. It's fucking ectoplasm. That's what ectoplasm is made of. It's ghost cum. That's what it is, people. Look it up. Um,
We gotta ask
but
Kyle, he'll know best.
yeah, he probably fucking would with his Nesco shit in there, okay? I don't want to know that, alright? But no, out of nowhere on the mic, over the walkie comes like I think it says like 48, right? And then it's just like it was
Yeah.
loud as shit and scared the fuck out of all of us. Where like we're all like we kind of like screamed like little girls, but we
What
screamed
the
and we
fuck?
laughed because we're like, why did we scream like that? And second of all, what in the world was that? But yeah, I just found it funny that it's like it could have done something while I was in that chair, which I think it did. It made an emotional connection for me, but for Dan, it came through in a freaking voice. Like what?
Yeah.
But then I think it
It
was
was your
what I think
grandmother,
we,
so she was probably trying to connect with you.
yeah. But I think after that, I think we just like the recording was done. Like we didn't do it anymore because we were gonna go in my basement, and my basement is like the place that a lot of activity happens. So yeah. All right. Well, other than ghosts, how about like with I don't know. Do we believe in Nessie, good old Nessie, or Bigfoot? I mean, you kind of live with
Bigfoot?
Bigfoot. Chris lives with Bigfoot, and his name's Kyle.
Yeah, for real.
Oh no.
It's not even a joke, man. He like really is like Bigfoot. It's not even a joke.
Okay.
He's a
I think
big,
Bigfoot
hairy
could be
man.
real. Besides
It's
big hairy
real.
men,
It's in my living room right now.
besides big hairy men, I think Bigfoot Could legitimately be real.
I don't know.
I mean, if you
I
look
don't know
at
about
it,
that one. I like I said, anything that's like like
A mythical creature.
cryptic, I kind of just steer
Cryptid.
clear of that
We
shit.
love
my thing is,
cryptids, though.
if Bigfoot is real, right? If he exists, he's probably some related. He's related to humans somehow.
Yeah.
Whether or not he was like
Look,
abandoned and banished by his family millions of years ago and just
we
kept
would have found
reproducing.
proof. It would have been proof by now, not just some grainy ass footage. It would be actual proof.
You know, it's funny,
And
right?
there's no
Like, we
proof.
can sit here saying about what the cryptids with, like, if Bigfoot's real or if
Mothman.
Mothman, whatever.
He's real.
The
He's in
Jersey
Fallout
Devil,
26. He's real.
the Jersey Devil,
The Jersey Devil, yeah.
lives in the
Goatman.
Pine Barrens.
But,
Every
like,
time I drive through the Pine
My one
Barrens, I'm like,
coworker,
oh,
that's from Jersey, swears up and down that it is real.
what that Jersey
He
Devil
apparently
is?
lives like, yeah, he says he lives right near where it lives, and he's seen it before. He's heard shit before. I'm just like, dude, I don't believe you for worth a damn. Not for a second.
Like, I don't know. But it's like, we have things that a lot of people, like, we're still, like, obviously we have a lot of evidence for, and that's dinosaurs. Like,
yeah,
we have a lot of evidence for it, but now things are coming out that apparently we know what the actual T-Rex sounds like, or what the Velociraptor sounded like. You know what I mean? Not the sounds that we thought we heard in Jurassic Park when it came out when we were kids. You know.
Well, you have to think technology's advanced so far
I
that
mean, yeah.
legit what they did in 3, where they 3D printed the vocal cords from a raptor, that's easily what they could have done for any type of dinosaur to find out what it actually sounded like.
True. Yeah, because they did say that T-Rex sounds like a demented chicken.
I mean, the other thing is too is from what they've also learned is that the T-Rex was not a predator;
Really?
it was a scavenger.
That makes
Some
sense.
theories point to that it would be a scavenger; it was not a hunter, and that it would scavenge kills.
Hmm. Like,
But
have you heard
again,
this
it's
sound
all theories.
before,
You don't.
Matt, or no?
but what?
Have you ever heard the sound of the actual, what the T-Rex sounds like?
Mm, possibly.
I mean, I don't know if
I mean,
it
I
Not
can
is
easily
a
find
recently.
real
it since I'm
sound,
on my
Say, not
actual computer.
recently.
but like I could play it, but I don't know how well it will come through on my mic.
Oh,
I mean, you'll probably
I'm
be able to
finding
pick
it.
it up.
Yeah, well, I
Right, it's so
have,
fun.
Yeah. Ugh. But yeah, like it's just with those type things, like what if, the Loch Ness Monster is real? What if the Megalodon is still down there? Obviously we know the
Okay.
Megalodon is real.
I
It's
mean,
just,
it could be.
you
What'd you
know,
just
Because
say?
what happened?
What were you just saying?
What about the
some of the
Megalodon?
Megalodon.
Dude, Megalodon being real?
Yeah, we all know the Megalodon's real or
Like,
was real.
it could be.
But they're also like the people trying to say that Megalodon is still alive. Like there's still one that's alive today.
It's
Oh, yeah,
possible,
still alive.
Yeah,
but
that
it
is
could be
very
very,
possible.
very deep.
Yeah. And that's another thing that's the unknown is like, that takes away from a topic I saw on TikTok, because everybody uses TikTok nowadays. It's the new wave and it's soon going to be banned in another month.
Yeah,
But
I don't think so.
I don't think it is either, but who knows? But it was saying that why did scientists stop, not necessarily stop, but slow the research on the depths of the ocean, but yet we're
Yeah.
trying to find
Mm,
ways to leave and live in space.
exactly.
I may have the video for the actual T-Rex sound if it comes
Gotcha.
through.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
Well, yeah, there's so many things that were not explored, like deep in the sea,
Yeah.
and they said, I mean, it's just like exploring space.
Hmm.
They just stop. Why? They say sometimes they say technology is not as advanced, but technology is very advanced.
Yeah.
But is it because they know something that
Oh yeah,
we
that's the
don't?
same exact video I was looking at.
Yeah, I was about to play. It should come through here since I'm going through the thing when you guys are ready.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is like a minute and a half. I might skip through so we can actually fucking hear it, but this is what they say it actually sounds like. Yeah, apparently that's what it actually sounded like.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Could you
I don't know
imagine
about y'all.
just
Like, I
seeing
have um IEMs,
Mhm.
and that's the one part absolutely terrified the shit out of me, where it sounded like it was breathing down my neck.
Bro.
that
Like,
makes
I
me
actually started
scared?
looking outside my window, like, is that fucking real? And that one photo they had, like, made me a little unnerved.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, dude, the one where it's like standing by the river and like mouth open, everything looking towards you, like that actually unnerved me a bit. I'd never seen that photo before, and that freaked me out. That made me really ready for Death Grounds.
But see, that's
No.
what I'm saying. Like things like what is your take on that, Matt? What do you think about that sound right there? That's a little.
I mean, if first of all, it reminds me of Jurassic Park. And,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be the guy who's, you know, using the bathroom and all of a sudden gets eaten by what, a T-Rex.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, if I'm out enjoying my day and this damn thing comes up behind me, like I said, starts breathing down your back, making noises like it wants to rip my head off, and all I'm doing is taking a shit and I get my head ripped off. Yeah, no, that thing.
That's one
I
way to
mean, it's
go.
pretty interesting though that this is we're talking millions and millions of years ago, and
Hmm.
that today with the type of technology they have, they can figure out what exact sound. You
Yeah.
know, it's pretty interesting,
Mm.
remarkable,
Yeah.
and it makes you think: could dinosaurs still exist today?
Technically,
That.
they do.
I
Their
mean, yeah,
their their
technically they do.
ancestors are still around.
Like, do you see some of the fucking birds that are out? That they,
Oh yeah,
I saw a fucking
birds are
video of
birds
weird
are
fucking
just they're
birds.
drones. They're drones.
No, like these, like that one bird with the huge fucking beak that when it like moves it sounds like gunshots. Like that motherfucker. Like that shit is fucking weird. That little fucking shit is weird. Okay.
Well, it's the same thing with the with a lot of the you know what I'm trying to say. Like down in the ocean,
Yeah.
a lot of those fish and whatever. Like there was a video I was watching one time where it was showing how deep, like it was showing all these different fish and sharks and whales and everything, and it was showing you how deep some of these live, and like they live like thousands and thousands and thousands of feet down in the ocean, and it's like places where you can't get to,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, we
So
haven't even reached the bottom yet, so we don't know what the fuck is down there.
Yeah, we have no idea what's down there. Like, we haven't even. Oh, but apparently these little deep sea divers that drove a freaking tin can with a Xbox controller down to try to see the
blew up,
PlayStation.
Titanic.
Ocean Gate,
Yeah, the Ocean
was it
Gate
Ocean Gate
dumb
that
stuff.
blew up
Like, my goodness, it's.
and imploded.
I mean, there are submarines that can go.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they're still trying to make submarines that can reach the bottom,
Like
but
the military could probably get somewhere close to it.
mm-mm,
No, I don't think
no,
so.
they can't. I mean, they'll
They
probably get as
probably
close to
have them
the
though.
they can, but they won't. They don't ever need to go that deep. Now, here's the thing: if you tell the military, if you tell the American military there's oil at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, they'll figure a way down there real fucking quick. All that
Did,
taxpayer money going to defense, nah, it's going right to
oh,
the bottom of the ocean. We need that oil.
did you hear about the Russians going to Cuba?
what?
The Russian
Dude, they can
Navy
barely win a war. How are they getting to Cuba?
the Russian Navy has sent some of their naval assets to Cuba, right
Actually,
off the
think I
coast,
have heard something about
right
that,
off the
but
coast of Miami. It happened recently,
Just wait
yeah,
till you
and
see
but
then
all Cuban cigars, bro.
it starts to remind me of like the movie Red Dawn,
Yeah.
the original one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's what it reminds me of because Russia and Cuba were in that movie.
well, here's the thing. Any country that invades the US is making the dumbest decision on the planet.
Yeah.
We have more guns per citizen than we do in the military. And that's saying something.
Yep.
And the amount of people that will actually sit there and see any type of soldier parachuting out of a plane. Look, they may be war crimes, but that's only if they know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a typical American ain't gonna give a shit that it's against Geneva Convention to shoot someone parachuting out of a fucking airplane.
Oh yeah,
The
one
second
hundred
we
percent.
see enemies, we're just shooting.
Yeah, that's why I
Now,
want to get my
granted, a
pew
lot of
pew
people
soon.
who own firearms aren't going to be doing that. I'm not saying I'm one of them because I don't know what I'll do at the point of my life being in jeopardy.
You
Mm-hmm.
never
I could
know.
put my gun down and be like, no, I ain't doing this, or I could actually pick up my gun and shoot.
Yeah,
You never know.
it's either fight or flight, and that could be
Mhm.
a topic for another freaking episode.
Fight or
Fight or
flight.
flight.
Or just, whatever we're talking about.
Yeah, that too. Well, that brings up another tangent. Is how I think I sent the same thing to both of you. Is the whole that one coordinate for that one
Mm-hmm.
place in fucking California. I want.
Yeah, that's
I
old, though, dude. That's so old.
Oh
You're so
yeah,
far behind with that.
I know, but I kind of forgot about
Hmm.
it. And
Yeah, it's some type of military training facility, I think.
I mean, yeah, so probably that. But what the hell is that giant fucking thing in the middle that is blacked out that we don't know what it is? And there's like
I
multiple
think I know what it
things.
is.
What, the portal to anime?
No, it's very top secret. So, being that Google is an American company,
Mm,
Google was required by the U.S. government to conceal whatever it is, so they blacked it out.
that is also true. Could be the Millennium
That's
Falcon.
more than likely what it
That's
is.
what
It's
it's
something
shaped
top
as.
secret that cannot be on the internet for the world to see, so they blacked it out.
Yeah. The world may never know.
Which is also something they probably do for other countries as well. I
Mm,
guarantee you probably look
yeah.
in Europe or anywhere like that.
Mm,
Same thing.
yeah. They're trying to find shit in the Vatican. Bada bing, bada boom. But
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think Google cards fit in the Vatican.
yeah,
I've seen a Google card before.
Yeah, I've
I
seen
think
them
I've
a
seen
couple
two
times
of
too.
we've
them.
seen one go by Walmart one time a couple years ago.
I remember
Yep.
the one time I think we were in York or Lancaster and we saw him in
Mm-hmm.
that back road. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Ugh. I do have one little story here that I looked on Reddit.
Hmm.
Um, the title kind of stuck out to me, made me laugh. Called "Unknowingly Spending the Night with Hobos."
Oh,
Were they in
boy.
Kensington?
Huh?
Oh
Who
my
knows?
God.
Doesn't say. So if you
If
want, I
there's a
can.
needle in the story, they were in Kensington.
Yeah. So okay.
Oh, you heard my story.
So this is what this person said. So I've never shared this story publicly, but my family was reminiscing and it came up, so I thought I'd share it here. During mine and my brother's senior year, my family decided to move 45 minutes away. My brother and I didn't want to finish our senior year at a new school, so we chose to stay with friends and move when we graduated. My mother, dad, and little sister loaded up the U-Haul, and the plan was for me to stay one more night at home after I finished work and for my friends to help me pack after school. When I finished my shift at 9 p.m. and made it home, I was surprised to see my brother's car in the driveway. I entered the house and could nearly hear talking from his room. I assumed it was him and his girlfriend and knocked on the door to tell him I was home and good night. However, when I knocked, the talking stopped completely and there was no answer. Annoyed, I said, "Fine, be that way." Our rooms were right next to one another's. I got ready for bed, showered, made a snack, went to my room, and decided to lock my door as I was annoyed and hurt by my brother's actions towards me. I went to sleep, and at around 2 a.m., I heard my doorknob shaking and the door being pushed on. I could hear talking, but couldn't make out what was being said. I sat up and called my brother's name. "Logan? Hello?" I got up and ran to the door. As I swung it open, I heard his door slam shut. I again yelled for him. "Logan? What do you want? Hello? Why are you being a jerk?" I again closed and locked my door and went back to sleep. In the morning, I woke up and went to school. My brother's car was gone and his room empty, suggesting he also went to school. During my walk there, I called my mother, asking her, "What's Logan's deal?" My mother asked what I meant, and I explained, "Last night when I knocked on his door, he ignored me, and in the middle of the night, he tried to open my door, then ran back to his room when I opened my door. Why is he being like that?" My mother then informed me that she had spoken to my brother last night. He had spent the night at a friend's house and called her that morning when he said he was getting his car. What? Logan was not in the house at all last night. I was extremely shaken and enlisted my friend's parents to help me collect my things, explaining to them what had happened the previous night. When we entered the house, we were all completely shocked to find it ransacked, our mattresses cut down the middle, kitchen cabinets had their glass contents tossed onto the floor, our clothes were cut and destroyed. My cat was hiding under my bed, completely shaken and unwilling to come out even for me. I had had him for 7 years at that point. Still to this day, I have no idea who spent the night with me that night, and I fear what could have happened. As a 17-year-old girl, if I had opened the door and they chose to confront me, or if I hadn't decided to lock my door because I was annoyed with my brother and they gained access only to see me fast asleep, it still gives me chills to think I spent an entire night with complete strangers. That's insane.
Yeah, so. Complete strangers, huh? Hobos. They
But that
ransacked the house,
sounds,
huh?
yeah, like, what the, like,
Hobo?
like, like you see your brother's car pull up, go to
Well,
his room. Like, where are your
was the
parents?
was the car already there?
Yeah, and where were the parents?
You did not pay attention to that story, even though
They
you're the one
left.
that read it.
Oh, yeah, they were
They had already
left. You're
left,
right.
jackass.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Yeah.
They left to go to the new house, I guess. But didn't she
Yeah.
say Didn't she say she wanted to finish the school year off?
They
So
wanted to finish the school year because
there's only one day of school left
something like that. They were seniors and they didn't want to transfer to another school.
for one day?
Well, I think it was more they were already still a couple months out and they were staying at the house
Yeah.
until they graduated. And the last day they were going to spend like the day at their friend's house before they moved with their family.
Do we think that story was true or complete BS?
I don't know.
I feel kind of complete BS.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if that was any stranger in your house, especially, like, the point where, like, you're saying you were a 17-year-old girl,
Yeah.
and depending on who those people were at the other door, if that's some crazy-ass guy, he would have just broken down that door.
Yeah, seriously. They wouldn't have just, like,
no.
ran off.
It could have also just been her brother fucking with her.
That is also true.
Like, you just don't know.
Yeah. Well, as much as I would love to keep on with our unknown
Why I keep my fucking door
topics,
locked?
You know, that's why we keep all the door locks in here. I don't fuck around with that. But as
My
much as
fucking
I would
roommate
love
leaves
to
the front
keep
door.
on with our unknown talks, like I said, I know we have a lot more stories, and I know at some point we would like to have others join us. Like I know Sarah has a couple. You said Kyle most likely definitely has a couple.
Oh, Kyle has a lot because Kyle's a ghost hunter. He used to. His brother owns a ghost hunting company, and Kyle does ghost hunts.
Yeah. So I know we have a lot
That's a
more,
funny
and
story to
obviously
that,
we
too.
probably
He just
would have
happened.
had more to talk about, but considering, you know, we were trying to get things set up and everything like that, it just kind of put things out. So,
Well, we got
with
everything
that,
ready for next week.
yeah, we definitely got everything ready for next week, and we know what to do. So, I
Matt should
say,
have his new mic next week.
yeah, Matt should
Yeah,
have
to
his
get
new
everything set
mic
up
or
because
whatever. Get
get
your
my
fucking shit set up.
yeah, I'm just recording in the bathroom right now after this episode.
And the
Recording in the bathroom. I mean,
It's the quietest place. There's no background noise. And,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not really, nobody can really hear me talking, you know, not too loud. So, but by next week, hopefully, I have a recording area and a mic and probably some headphones.
My room is just my recording area. My roommate will leave me alone. Well, actually, no. I'm surprised he didn't walk in yet.
Yeah.
Because everyone's sleeping. Well, besides my father-in-law, he's going to.
But with that, that is the first successful podcast episode of. Oh, you did a good job, guys. And low rollers.
Wow. That's long and loud.
I know. You'll be okay.
Oh, thank you.
No.
So, yeah.
Never again.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely again. But
Made
we
me
did a
feel
good job, guys. So this is Lou. This is Matt. This is Chris.
Matt.
And we'll be back next Tuesday around same time. And remember, stakes are always high, but keep those rolls low.
Get your pets spayed and neutered.
Woodside Ave. That's what it is. What the fuck?
Only you can prevent forest
Oh
fires.
yeah. Before we end it, the houses that I was talking about that they lived in, it was on a road called Woodside.
Got it.
I thought it was something else.
Huh.
Anyway.
All right, guys. Well, have a good night, everybody. I hope you enjoyed tonight's podcast. And
night, folks.
tip your waitress.
Yep,
So,
tip them.
With money, not with your penis.
No, with the penis. All the penis.
Nope.
No,
Have a good night, everyone.
Night.
Night. Good night.
Enjoy your life.